I am now streaming. Hi everybody, this is Nodnarb Korinzu, and I'm joined today by Miss Shadowcat. We're playing through this dungeon, Brave's Long Stop on hard, and we're gonna 2v this dungeon using our characters at max. This should be super fun and easy. As mentioned earlier, if you got any questions, I'll be happy to go ahead and answer them. And also, if you have any questions for Miss Shadowcat, I'm sure she'll have no problem answering them too. However, I may have to recite them for her. So I see you're already like way down there. Pretty much just knocking this dungeon out, aren't you? Yeah. Now what's the next one we got coming up after Brave Long Stop? Demzel Darkhold. Okay. Let's do this. Boom. Nope. He just takes a minute to come open. We forgot a key somewhere. Oh, it's up there. Alrighty. Let's do this. Final boss. And this is, of course, Brave Longstop on Hard is the name of this dungeon that we're doing right now. In case you can't read it or it decides to blur out. And that was pretty much it. And that's another book done. Oh, what's this? Is that a minion? Baby Dodo? Well, let's hope I got it. Let's see, or did you get it? Oh, dang it. Well, I think you already had it. Did you already have it, or are you, Oh, you've never had it before? Okay. Well, to the victor goes the spoils. Okay. Next one. There's no dark hole. Where's that? On hard, right? Oh my gosh. I'm trying to see it. There it is. Does smell Darkhold. Okay. And we're gonna 2v this dungeon as well, just to knock it out. And just to reaffirm, we are doing like the whole map, so you may see some things you may have not noticed the first time you did this map, if you're not new to this game. Like, there is a enclave right here. Oh, and my class will be switching from Summoner to the newer class when Endwalker releases. So, I'll be looking forward to that. There we go, and this is the secret Chocobo quarters, or Chocobo stable gate. Which this will be like the equivalent of like back in the day. There used to be Chocobo stables in 10. It used to be called the Fiend Arena, but then they turned it into Chocobo stables and stuff, and now it's just an empty cave. A lot smaller though. By the way, with these rings, the more people standing in them, the faster they'll calculate. and the faster they will unlock. So the larger the party, the faster this dungeon may or may not go, depending on how well they coincide with each other and work together. Okay. Guarantee it, we're just gonna ice him pretty fast. These rings right here are to make him go from being invulnerable to being completely vulnerable. And there you go. Ooh, lovely. And as mentioned in my previous stream, I still have a sore throat, so I will be coughing occasionally. I am sorry about that ahead of time. And there's actually another cave down this way. Not part of the traditional way people would do this. But like I said, we're doing this all the way. So, getting all the little nitty-gritty pieces. There's even a side path right here. It generally goes to nothing, but yeah. I take it, yep, 2 chests hidden right here. And then down here, you get a beautiful scenic view of a waterfall, but that's about it. But still, the 2 hidden treasure chests for somebody who's just starting, that's a pretty big bonus right there. Because this dungeon is like not really that far into the story. I think it's like, what is this, 45 dungeon? Desmal Darkhold, like when you get to Kortha's Central Highlands. So yeah, I'm thinking more like 45-ish or 42 maybe. But it could present some pretty okay gear for people just starting before you hit the high numbers. As you can see, most of the gear is already rare. Yeah, 44, so. Yeah, if you collect the full set, you'll get a set bonus, right? Or you get a title, you said? Oh, dang. No, I'm not really big into titles, but for all you who are, that's some pretty dang good information right there. And here we go, final boss demon. It's a void scent demon. And it's dead. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna go and turn in this book. What will you be doing, Miss Shadowcat? Well, it's perfect because I got a free teleport there, and you can totally take advantage of that. There she is, lovely. Let's do an exchange, and she's like, which one? And, well, we only have one left, so Book of Earth it is. And there we go. I am now on the last book of this weapon for the moment. And it looks like it gives us a +2 determination when completed. I'm sure that will come in handy somewhere. I think the spell speed that we got from the Books of Wind was actually better. No. Let's see what we got. We got a Mulja, so Southern Thalin, North Shroud, Mordona, East Shroud, Outer, Southern Thalin again. Ooh. Mordona again. Western Lenosha. Kortha Central Highlands and Eastern Lenosha. So we got Western and Eastern Lenosha. North and East Shrouds. Outer Lenosha. We got 2 Mordonas and a Southern Thalin. Or 2 Southern Thalin. So it's a throw up between Mordona and Thalin. We're already in Mordona. So we're gonna knock out the Mordonas while we're here. And then proceed to Southern Thalin. Or at least I will. I don't know if Miss Shadowcat will be accompanying me, but hopefully she will. And it looks like I also have a Necrologo. So we got 2 monsters and a Levy quest here. What's that? So we got the Frogrins again. Wow. And then we got up in Silver Tier. Silver Tier is that beautiful looking, kind of looks like a glass tower down this way. It goes right up into the mountain. All these amazing structures. Now we're gonna go down into the mountain till we get to the red crystal. Here we are, red crystal, and there they are. Pretty easy to find these guys. And that's it. That's all we need. So they're knocked out. Next one. More donut frog runs. Well, we've been there at least 3 times before. Might as well try again. Maybe this time we'll stop having to come to the frog runs to get the same person from the frog runs. You know, I never actually went up this high before and looked down on this. But this is a very big castle. Like, it's like a castle-scape, sort of. I never flew up this high just to peer down at it before. But they put a lot of work into that. Oh, let's take a look. Okay, dungeons. We got Hayeti or Halatali, Hampador's Keep, and Pharaoh Sirius. All normal. Oh, we're already over the frog runs. Okay. So, may have went a little bit too far there. Let's knock out the frog run dudes. Wow, I found one straight off the bat, and no more. Just that one. Which means the rest of them are probably hiding inside the building. Alright. I am looking for one, what is he called? 5th cohort sector. He respawned, and there was one just inside the gate. So let's go back to the main gate. He's probably already respawned right outside too. Looks like he hasn't respawned outside the gate just yet, but he will. Since I killed him first, he's probably going to be the first one to respawn. There he is. Boom, all done. And that takes care of all my regular hunts. I have a levy here as well. Saint, Chinko's Find, Mordona, and the levy is the Necro Logos. So that's over there with the ogre, or the big gigantic ogre giants, that area on the other side of the map. See, it's kind of hard to see when they got mist, but as you could tell, this game does have dynamic weather. So you'll have mist, rain, regular days, shiny days, sunny days, cloudy days, all that stuff. Huh? Yeah. And there it is, limit of 1 Necrologos. So let's go activate this in its location and knock it out real quick. A Laminel 1 or something, or whatever it's called. And there we go. So basically we just kill these monsters until they drop a page. Or collect the pages around them if there are any pages on the floor around them. There we go. See? This is 1. And there's a parchment right there. So there are pages around them. So we'll just pick those up. And if they're the right pages, they'll add to our things. If they're the wrong pages, they'll cause monsters to pop up. Ooh, there's a bonus monster over there. But it's okay. For all you first-time players, the bonus monster actually increases... Oh, it's already done. Yeah, for all you first-time players, the bonus monster inside of any levy will actually increase the bonus amount of the levy and give you extra XP. So every time you get a bonus monster, you probably want to go and kill that thing. I wasn't really concerned with it, but and there we go. So that's all the Mordona ones for right now, and we're gonna go ahead and start hitting out some of these dungeons, I suppose. Which one do you want to do first? Halatali, Apator's Keep, Pharaoh Sirius, or what do you have on hard? Regular Snow Cloak. So we'll probably hit Snow Cloak last. And you said you have Halatali on hard. Okay, so we'll do Halatali on regular and then Halatali on hard, so that they can see the difference between the two. So here's on regular. We're gonna 2v it. And the playthrough between regular and hard is completely different. There are even sometimes newer bosses and different ways to get through the same dungeon. So it does make a difference if it is hard, regular, extreme, or whatever. They all change. Might be on the hard one because we're on normal right now. Hmm. Okay, so the reason why we're pulling down these things is because after you pull all of them down, it unlocks the door to the next area. And as you can see, there is a down cave right here that leads to another treasure chest, so don't miss out. Oh, there might be. You want to go and check? We could still go up there and check, and it's not going to hurt anything. Let's take a look. And there isn't, so you were right. But look, it is a shortcut. It just dropped back right to the door. So, it didn't waste any time at all. Yeah, here we go. So right here, there's actually a monster right there in that gel. And as you can see, it will drop down into the center. Well, it looks like it's already posted in the center already. Ready for us to fight. Which is fine. The reason why we're not going into the water is because it is electric type. When fighting normally, not like we are at the current moment, but if you were to fight this for the first time, its electric abilities will actually stagnate the water, which means if you touch the water, you will receive extra electric damage from that type. So, and it does get added to your character and goes up as many times as it hits you, so it can stack electric damage on you. So it's best to just stay out of the water and keep a fair distance. If you're one of those people that like to be all up in its face, you probably want to take a step back and use some of your long-range abilities for that specific fight. 90% of the time, if you're the tank, it's just going to follow you to the edge anyway, which will give you a perfect advantage to do physical attacks out of the water on that boss, or mini-boss. Okay, let's see, all the doors are locked, so this is the one we go through. And this is the final boss of the first portion of this Halatali. Yeah. Okay, and as promised, now we are going to do the Holotolly on hard. We'll 2v that to give y'all a good showing of how different they really are. Oh shoot, what happened? We received a timer for it? That's odd. Withdraw. Why were we queued up for that? No, we shouldn't have received a timer. Were you busy, Miss Shadowcat? Did you accept it? Okay. It's odd that it's doing that duty. The duty finder receiving server information for a time elapse. That's a very interesting juncture there, especially since we're just 2Ving. There we go. Yes, that was very weird. But it still fixed itself in the end. I mean, it's only us two. And as you can see, we are not synced in the dungeon. We are doing all of these per quo unsynced. That's what I meant by 2v. It's just us two unsynced doing the dungeon. Just to knock it out for these books. If we were to sync down to the level of the dungeon, it would be the same as doing the dungeon the first time through. You would have to formulate a full party. And the integration of your party will actually differ in the way that you would actually run this dungeon. As you see, we're just running mainlessly through the dungeons, but when dealing with the team, you have to be what's the proper word for it? A Shadowcat, a team player. I was gonna be like strategenic. I was thinking about maybe strategenic would have been the word to say, but I was wondering if there was a better way to say that. Pretty much, simply put, everybody has their role, and as long as they stick to it, the dungeon will go smoothly. If they try to deviate from the role, it changes up the dynamic of the team and can result in an instant loss. Healer's primary focus is to heal the tank at all costs, including keeping the party alive. Contrary to that, you have DPS. Their number one job is to add on as much damage as possible to the enemy and aid the tank by defending the healer. And then you have the tank, whose primary job is to take the attention away from the party and be the center of attention for all of the brunts, hits, and kicks and punches. In addition, the tank should also be wary of his team. Some tanks actually possess now healing abilities and shielding abilities to buff and debuff to help the healer postpone time for the heal. Yeah, somehow we just talked to that guy and he sent us the opposite direction. That's cool. We went back instead of forward. This is logic for you. Okay. Oh, look. We just keep on going backwards. Okay. Let's just go this way. I think it was like it went backwards because a new door opened. Yeah, that was it. A new door opened. So we didn't actually go backwards. It just, since we're on hard, new door opened. It's not a singular path. And this is the one that gets complicated because it may take us back to the beginning at least once or twice. And you just gotta look for a new door. All the gates are finally coming unlocked. Things you didn't see previously, you're gonna see now. And more in depth now. Like before, these were already pre-opened. Now they're locked with bears in them. By the way, those big gigantic yellow things on the ground, those are AoE, or area of effect damage. It's the enemy is attempting to hit multiple targets at the same time, dealing damage to each one in condescending order. The first one hit will take the most damage, and it'll be reduced by 15% for each following person hit by the AoE, in whatever shape the AoE is presented. Again, if you were the tank, you would want to get out in front of everybody, because getting out in front means that you take the brunt of the damage. And for paladins, they have a shielding ability where everyone behind them ends up receiving 0 damage, and they end up blocking the rest of the damage. So that could be very useful too. Just another way to put out there that tanks' primary focus is to protect the party, as well as keep all of the attention on them. If it means that the tank has to leave the party to protect the party, then that is what the tank will have to do. Do not follow the tank in that instance, because if you're a DPS, you are very squishy. Yeah, one hit from a boss where the tank has to walk the boss away, it means that that boss is probably going to ice you, because one hit kill. So you probably don't want to be up in that way. Primary location for most DPS is just stay behind the boss. However, there are some instances where you don't even have to. Like spellcasters and mages, you could stand anywhere on the field as long as it's away from the boss a certain distance, and you'll be perfectly fine hitting the boss that way. Yes, exactly what Miss Shadowcat said. When dealing with this last boss, you want to be more centered on the smaller individual after taking out his little legion here. And try to center most of your attention on him, because he will lock you down and you will not be able to move if you don't take him out. Then finally you can focus the rest of your attacks directly onto the big brunt one. And there we go. Right now I know that we're not really synced, so a lot of people will be like, well, you're not synced, so super easy. Actually, that's how you take them out even if you are synced. Because if you don't, he will lock down one party member at a time and just AoE the whole party. It'll be, the whole party will be wiped. Okay. What's the next one for the roster? Let's see. We have Apodor's Keep. Yeah. Let's see. On normal. Okay. Again, we're getting the postpone and delay. Just to let everyone know, Endwalker does land tomorrow. It is December 1st. Endwalker The patch comes out December 2nd to December 3rd for early access, and for everyone who does not have early access, the release date is scheduled for the 7th to the 8th. But the patch is being released for early access starting tomorrow, and the patch upkeep will start approximately, 1 o'clock p.m. till 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 1 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so there you go. So that may be causing some of the slowdown we're seeing right here, because it's only me and her doing these dungeons together. So there's no reason why we should have a time elapse. Even with all the settings put into place, we should have a 0 timer lapse. But the reason why we're doing it is probably because the maintenance is slowing down the server, because it's reserving our server every time we jump into a dungeon. And if our time elapses over at least 5 minutes, it may even have us withdraw and then re-enter our dungeon. So I hope it doesn't do that. If you are searching for a party and the time elapses for 5 minutes, you will automatically, your search radius will be automatically extended from your singular server to a world server, which will allow you to actually play with people from around the world rather than just on your singular server, which can be pretty cool. I mean, you know, we've gotten to play with like people from Japan, Europe, Germany. I mean, the chat box down here, as you can see, actually does have multilingual settings. So you can say something, like you see how it has pre-designated languages and stuff. You could say something and then it will translate to that language. We have Japanese language, English language, French, and German. Those are the languages provided by the system that will automatically translate. There is also an please use an auto-translate function. It will translate the words, please use auto-translate, to whoever does not understand you. Or if, for any chance, you do not understand them, you can quickly respond and ask them for that. And it looks like we've already elapsed at least 3 minutes in Eorzean time, which is way different from our time. 1 minute in Eorzean time is the equivalent of 1 second in our time. So as you can see, like almost every millisecond we're getting a tick on our server clock there for our time elapse. It's like half a second we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's every single second. Okay. Okay. So you're 901. Well, there we go. So apparently it's basing this off of standard minutes, but Eorzean time is different. You said every 10 minutes an hour. No. Every 60 seconds is a minute in regular time. And as you can see, there's actually the time clock up here. You have local time that's set to wherever you are in the world. You have the server time. This is the wherever the server or the satellite is. You have the time for that. I think it's based off a server. So wherever the server is sitting, their time frame is listed as the server time. And then you have Eorzean time, which is the time in-game. There is actually an in-game timer that will regulate not just the weather and stuff, but it also regulates day and night cycles, as you can see. So yes, the weather patterns, as well as whether or not it's day or night, actually do affect other aspects of the game and interfere with other crafting, or not crafting, gathering classes. So yeah, like she was saying, sightseeing, there is a specific log for finding sightseeing locations, which only activate during certain weather patterns, certain time, or certain phrases. Also, some sightseeing actually react to certain gestures too, because your character has all these beautiful emotes. On top of that, we have fishing requiring the weather as well as one of its key indicators as to what kind of fish you're going to receive and why you're going to receive them. And it looks like our time has elapsed at least 6 minutes now. We may have to withdraw and then jump back in. That is weird. It's very weird that we're having to do that. Yeah, the server could be overloaded at the moment. We do have, or they do have, all these different people with all their custom, individually built characters and individually designed character data, all jumping onto servers across the whole world, generally around the same time frames. So it could just naturally be slower, or like I mentioned earlier, they are performing maintenance. They did inform us that maintenance will be starting as of tomorrow, so it could just be a congestive issue caused by them preparing to do maintenance. That could be it too. We don't quite know. Oh, where? Oh, Limsa Lamensa? Yeah. And remember, everyone who's watching, yesterday when I did my first stream of this game, specifically this one, I did mention that most people will crowd around central towns and crystals in the town, which can cause quite a big issue. But no, it actually looks fairly empty. I mean, there's people here, don't get me wrong, but this is way less than what we usually have. Oh, there we go. They're popping up. Okay. So we're getting a little bit by little bit. Okay, so it's getting a little bit more crowded. Maybe it is the people. Maybe it's the influx of people. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of people just sweeping in their underwear right by the front. Oh, but some of them have clothes. Look at that. This is what we got going on. They're all performing the same emo. These people are gesturing, singing. We got people playing music. Yeah, I guess you're right, Mom. Let's see, there's the newest Mog Station thing. Oh, they're still doing the Mog Station stuff. Little circlets or whatever. Okay, I only have 10 so far, so we're gonna... Oh yeah, because they said the Inferno jacket would be available for anybody who wanted it. And they're giving away a auspicious Kayumi fife. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. This is, yeah, it is definitely congested. Especially like right around here. We got a whole lot of people. See, I need to charge up my weapon to look like this one for the Dark Knight. But I know that's a relic weapon and it's gonna take forever to do, so. But we'll knock it out, like I'm mentioning to all of you out there. I'm working on the books, so we will get it eventually. Yay. Just don't know when. Don't know when that will happen. It'll just happen when it happens. And as you can see, we just relapsed another 5 minutes waiting to go in and just 2v a dungeon. That's on our own. There's no other people. So all this congestion is definitely making it harder to reserve the dungeon. Maybe somebody's in the dungeon. Maybe there's so many people in the dungeon right now that we can't reserve a free dungeon. But that's not... I've never heard of that before. So... Especially since we have it as a private dungeon. So, I don't know. But I'm gonna cut it off at about an hour here. So it was nice having you all, and stay safe and be mindful of others.